Mining Weekly Online is about to interview Dr. Robbie Robinson, a veteran research commentator. Robbie, thanks very much for coming in. We are sitting in South Africa at the moment with a crisis in our gold and platinum industries and precious metals industries. What, in your view, could be introduced, say, into gold to start with as an interim solution to cut costs?
Yes, I think there's a very good possibility in introducing a new look into the whole blasting practice underground, a technique which has come to be known as selective blast mining, whereby you can blast the waste rock into the back of a stope, but only take the valuable rock in narrow tabular reefs containing the gold and the precious metals to the surface. And I think there's enough evidence being reported in various literature, journal papers and so on to suggest that this is a very real possibility.
But now we have Anglo Gold Ashanti coming through with what they call the South African technology of raise boring. Why should we introduce, selected blast mining or ahead of that? Shouldn't we just concentrate on what Anglo Gold Ashanti see as a solution?
Yes, I'm sure it is going to be a solution, and it will be a solution that takes us even ever deeper, many more thousand meters. But it's going to take a long time, I believe, to get really operative. The selective blast mining is very little change from existing practice. It simply improves the economic viability of mining the narrow reefs. And I believe that if we have an intensive campaign to get this started and do tests on different mines, this can be introduced within a year.
Introduced within a year, and does it have any other implications? What sort of level of costs will be cut out in your view?
Well, look, roughly speaking, what you're doing is you're leaving all the gang material, as it's called, that is the rock with nothing in it at all, at the bottom of the mine, and it will act as a backfill for the mine stoping areas. The valuable stuff will be roughly 1/3 of the amount of rock that is currently having to be brought to the surface, where they mine the whole shooting lot, the whole match, to take up the gang material and the reef, because they cannot selectively mine them. We are going to selectively mine the narrow reef containing all the precious metals and leave all the other material that has got to be blasted to give us room to work in as support for the stope behind us.
Do you think this could be a revival of narrow reef?
We have all the information necessary to do a very quick analysis as to what is possible and what isn't, because there's been some excellent work at the University of Witwatersrand in plotting cost curves of the whole gold mining industry and determining the cost of recovery of the precious metals in relation to the value of the gold or whatever it is. These cost curves have been very meticulously done, and we can now ask the WITS people, the WITS graduates, postgraduates and so on, to please go and reassess this in the light of the savings that can be brought about by the selective blast mining, and provide a list of those mines that can be, let's say, resuscitated into a much longer sustainable life. With shock tube and with delay detonators comprising shock tubes, you can do this blasting very satisfactorily without any difficulty whatsoever.